Welcome to the Bodhi Academy. My name is Shrutika and today let us learn about the chapter photosynthesis in higher plants. So in our yesterday's video, that is part 1 of this video, we have studied what is the process of photosynthesis and how this photosynthesis process takes place in plants and which is the pigment that helps in the process of photosynthesis. So in today's class, let us know how these pigments are involved in the process of photosynthesis and how photosynthesis takes place in these pigments. So the pigments involved in photosynthesis are which are the pigments which are involved in the process of photosynthesis? So the pigments which are involved in photosynthesis are chlorophyll, chlorophyll A, then B, and the other accessory pigments called as the carotenoids. So these are the pigments which are present in the plant leaf. So the leaf consists of the chlorophyll A, B and carotenoids as the pigments. Okay, so the color that we see in the leaves is not due to the single pigment, but it is due to 4 pigments which are present in the leaves. So chlorophyll A is a bright or blue-green in the color. Okay, so it is a bright or blue-green color. Then chlorophyll B is yellow-green color, and xanthophyll is yellow, and carotenoids are yellow to yellow-orange. So these are the pigments which are present in the leaf part, which gives the color to the leaf. So the pigments which are present in the leaf are chlorophyll A, B and carotenoids. So these are the pigments which are involved in the process of photosynthesis. So now we know what are the pigments and how the pigments are in the present in the plant. So now let us see how the photosynthesis reaction takes place. So the light reaction which takes place in the process of photosynthesis includes the following phases. Okay, so the first part in the light reaction is the light reaction, that is the photochemical phase, and it includes first step is the light absorption, then the second step is water splitting, and the third step is oxygen release. Also there is formation of high energy chemical intermediate, that is ATP and NADPH. So the pigments are organized into 2 distinct light harvesting complexes within the photosystem 1 and photosystem 2. So the light harvesting complexes are made up of hundreds of pigment molecules containing all the pigments except single chlorophyll A molecule in each photosynthetic system. The pigments in the photosystem 1 and photosystem 2 absorbs the light of the different wavelength, and a single chlorophyll A molecule makes the reaction center. In PS1, reaction center has highest peak at 700 nanometer, hence it is called as P700, and PS2 reaches reaction center has the highest peak of at 680 nanometer, and hence it is called as P6800. So this is the light harvesting complex. Okay, and these other parts what happens in the light harvesting complex phase. So there is PS1 and PS, that is photosystem 1 and photosystem 2. Okay, and that photosystem 1 and photosystem 2 will have is called, the photosystem 1 is called as the P700 and photosystem 2 is called as the P600. That is photosystem 700 and photosystem 680. Why? Because they will show the highest peak at 700 nanometer and pH2 reaction center shows a peak highest, that is 680 nanometer. Hence they are named as P700 and P680. So the electron transport system, so the reaction center of a photosystem 2 observes light off. So how this electron transport takes place in these photosystems, that is the reaction center of photosystem 2 observes light at 680 nanometer in red region and causing electrons to become excited. So the reaction center of photosystem 2, so photosystem 2 reaction center will observe the light at 680 nanometer and that will cause the electrons to become excited, and these electrons are picked up and these electrons are then picked up by an electron acceptor which passes to electron transport system consisting of cytochromes. Then electrons are passed down the reaction then the electrons are passed down the electron transport chain and then to the pigment of PS1. The electrons in the PS1 also get excited due to light of wavelength 700 nanometer and are transferred to another acceptor molecule having a greater redox potential. Then when the electron passes in the downhill direction, energy is released, and this is used to reduce the ADP to ATP and NADP to NADPH, and the whole scheme of transport of electron is called as the Z scheme due to its shape. And photolysis of water releases electron that provides electrons to PS2, and oxygen is also released during this process. So basically the process of photosynthesis takes place in the PS1 and PS2 system, that is photosystem 1 and photosystem 2 and into the photosystem 2, and this is how the electrons are transported, which results in the formation of the release of water which releases the electron that provides electron to the PS2, and also this is how oxygen is released during this process. So this is the basic process of photosynthesis, and this takes place in a Z scheme manner. So let us see the image now. So what is light reaction? So light reaction, see over here there are photons, this is the reaction center, and then these are the pigment molecules which will form the light harvesting complex. So the pigments are organized into two distinct photosystems, that is light harvesting complex LHC within the photosystem 1 and photosystem 2. The light harvesting complex are made up of hundreds of pigment molecules bound to protein. Each photosystem has all the pigments except one molecule of chlorophyll A, forming a light harvesting system called as antenna. Okay. This pigments helps to make photosynthesis more efficient by observing different wavelength of light, and the single chlorophyll A molecule forms the reaction center. So this is the reaction center which is formed by the chlorophyll A molecule, and the reaction center is different in both the photosystem, that is photosystem 1 the reaction center is chlorophyll A, has a observance of 700 nanometer, and hence it is called as the P700, that is PS1, while in photosystem maximum wavelength of absorption is 680, hence it is called as 680 P680, that is PS2. So this is how the light harvesting complex is, as in how the light is absorbed by the pigments and then the reaction will take place. Now we have seen that the electron transport system, that is the Z scheme, wherein over here the diagram explains the Z scheme, as in how electron transport system works in the photosynthesis process. So this is the light harvesting complex, okay, of PS2, photosystem 2. So this is your PS2, that is at 700 nanometers, and this is your PS1, that is your 680 nanometer. So the light harvesting complex over here will observe the sunlight. Yes, it will observe the sunlight, and then it will excite the electrons that will go to the acceptor, which will then be transported to the electron transport system, which is then transported to the second light harvesting complex, which will again send the electrons to the photosystem 2, which will then release energy in form of NAD, which will convert the NADP to NADPH. So this is how the photosynthesis process takes place, and this is how the electron transport happens in the process of photosynthesis. So this is the Z scheme of light reaction. So in this video, what we have learned is what are the pigments which are involved in the process of photosynthesis, which are the phases which light reaction includes. Then we have seen the electron transport system, that is the Z scheme. So these are the things which we have covered in our today's video. So thank you for watching today's video. Please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe to the Bodhi Academy.